Madam Speaker, now to the real business at hand. Environmental health is one of the most important but often least visible public service provided by the government. When garbage is collected on time, most people do not think about environmental health. When food is purchased at a restaurant, it's safe to eat. Most people do not think about environmental health. When mosquitoes are controlled, when communities remain clean, when beaches are free of litter, and when the public spaces are properly maintained, most people do not think about environmental health. Yet behind each of these outcomes are dedicated public servants working every day to protect the public health, preserve our environment, and improve the quality of life of Bahamian families. Environmental health is not merely about sanitation. Environmental health is health care. Environmental health is community development. Environmental health is economic development. Environmental health is a national development. Madam Speaker, one of the lessons my father often impressed upon me was that the effective government is ultimately measured by its impact on the people's lives. That lessons especially relevant to the environmental health, whether it's a cleaner community, safer food, improved sanitation, or stronger public health protections. The work of this ministry affects Bahamians where they live, work, and raise their families. Madam Speaker, the Minister of Finance reminded this House, this Honorable House, that behind every fiscal figure is a human story. The same can be said of environmental health. Behind every sanitation inspection, every mosquito treatment exercise, every derelict vehicle removal, and every transfer station established in a human story, it is the story of a family living in a cleaner neighborhood, a child protected from mosquito-borne illnesses, a community free from illegal dumping, and citizens who take pride in the places they call home. Environmental health is ultimately about the people and the quality of life they experience every day. Simply put, Madam Speaker, healthy communities create healthy nations, and this is why the work of the Department of Environmental Health Services is so important. Madam Speaker, the Department mandates extended across a wide range of responsibilities that directly affect the lives of our citizens. These include environmental controls, solid waste collection, disposal, public sanitation, vector controls, environmental monitoring, food safety, water quality monitoring, and the beautification and maintenance of public spaces. The Department officers perform their duties not only in New Providence, but throughout our archipelago, often under difficult circumstances and with limited resources. Yet, despite these challenges, they still continue to deliver results. Madam Speaker, one of the clearest examples of those results can be found in the Department's efforts to improve waste management and community sanitation. For many years, the residents struggled with the disposal of bulky waste items, such as old furniture, appliances, construction materials, tree cutting, and household debris. Too often, these materials end up on vacant lots, road reserves, and open spaces. The result was not only an eyesore, but a threat to the public health. Illegal dumping contributes to rodent infestation. It creates breeding grounds for mosquitoes. It negatively affects property values. It diminishes community pride, and it undermines the image of our country. Recognizing these challenges, the Department established and expanded a network of transfer stations throughout New Providence. Today, 6 transfer stations are open at Baintown, Centerville, Nassau Village, Glaston Road, South Beach, and Yamacraw. Madam Speaker, these transfer stations may seem like simple facilities, but they represent one of the most practical and impactful environmental health initiatives undertaken in recent years. They provide residents with the convenient access to proper waste disposal. They reduce the incidence of illegal dumping and improve waste collection efficiency. They help create cleaner and healthier communities. Most importantly, they demonstrate what happens when the government listens to the concerns of ordinary citizens and responds with practical solutions. Madam Speaker, a country that manages its environment well is better able to protect its people. Proper waste disposal, effective sanitation services, and cleaner communities contribute directly to public health, community safety, and national well-being. The transfer stations represent far more than waste collection facilities. They are investments in healthier communities, stronger neighborhoods, and a better quality of life for Bahamian families. The success of this initiative is reflected in the results. During 2025. Approximately 4,536 20-yard bins of debris was removed from communities throughout New Providence. That represents thousands of tonnage of waste removed from our environment, thousands of tonnage of debris that no longer litter our neighborhoods, roadways, and public spaces. This is not simply waste management. That is an environmental protection. That is a public health protection. That is a community improvement. That is progress. Madam Speaker, closely connected to this effort is the Department's program for the removal of derelict vehicles. Abandoned vehicles are far more than an inconvenience. They create serious environmental and public health concerns. They collect standing water and become breeding grounds for mosquitoes. They provide shelters for rodents. They create safety hazards. They diminish the appearance of communities and discourage neighborhood revitalization. Madam Speaker, the Department removed 3,543 derelict vehicles during the year. Think about that for a moment, Madam Speaker. More than 3,500 environmental hazards removed from our communities, more than 3,500 opportunities to improve public health, and more than 3,500 steps towards cleaner and safer neighborhoods. And the work continues. Plans are now being advanced for the establishment of an end-of-life vehicle disposal center that will provide sustainable and environmentally responsible solutions for the management and the recycling of derelict vehicles throughout the country. This is forward-thinking environmental management. This is planning for the future. Madam Speaker, environmental health is also one of the first lines of defense in protecting public health. Across the region, mosquito-borne illnesses such as dengue fever, Zika virus continue to pose significant risk. The best way to combat these threats is through prevention. The Department continues to carry out surveillance, treatment, fogging, and vector management programs throughout New Providence and the Family Islands. To strengthen these efforts, 20 additional ultra-low-volume fogging machines have been procured to replace the obsolete equipment and expand operational capacity. The Department has also embraced innovation through the use of drone technology to treat mosquito breeding sites in the difficult-to-access areas. This demonstrates that environmental health services continue to evolve and adapt to modern challenges. Madam Speaker, protecting public health requires vigilance, innovation, and investment. The government remains on all three. Environmental health also plays a critical role in national resilience as climate-related events become more frequent and severe, and the importance of effective waste management sanitation systems, vector control programs, and environmental monitoring becomes even greater. Strong environmental health services help communities recover more quickly, reduce public health public health risk, and strengthen national preparedness. As a small island development state, the Bahamas remains vulnerable to hurricanes, flooding, storm surge, and other climate-related events. While discussions on resilience often focus on infrastructure and disaster recovery, we must also recognize the important role played by the environmental health services. Following severe weather events, environmental health officers are often among the first public servants helping communities recover. Their work helps protect public health, reduce environmental hazards, and monitor sanitation conditions and support community recovery efforts. Madam Speaker, food safety is another area where the department performs invaluable work on behalf of the Bahamian people. Every day, thousands of Bahamians purchase food from restaurants, food stores, vendors, and other establishments. Every family has the right to expect that the food they purchase is safe for consumption. Environmental health inspectors work tirelessly to ensure those standards are maintained. They conduct inspections, they investigate complaints, they monitor sanitation practices, they enforce public health regulations. Similarly, port health officers monitor imported goods and vessels entering our country to ensure that the potential threats to public health are identified and addressed. Much of this work takes place behind the scenes, yet it is essential to protecting consumers and safeguarding public confidence. Madam Speaker, in my visits throughout the communities, I have seen firsthand the difference that clean surroundings makes in the lives of residents. People want safe neighborhoods, clean public spaces, communities that they can be proud of. Environmental health is therefore not simply about regulations and inspections, but it is about improving the daily lives of ordinary Bahamians. Madam Speaker, I also wish to recognize the important work being carried out in our family islands. The government has made it clear that the development must reach every island. The same principle applies to environmental health services. The residents of our family islands deserve the same level of environmental protection, sanitation services, vector control programs, food safety inspections, and public health safeguards available in New Providence. Environmental health cannot be concentrated in one island alone. It must extend throughout our archipelago so that every Bahamian benefits from a clean, healthy, and safe environment. Environmental services cannot be concentrated solely in New Providence. The residents of Abaco, Andros, Eleuthera, Exuma, Long Island, Cat Island, San Salvador, Inagua, Mayaguana, Auckland, Crooked Island, Bimini, and other islands serve the same level of service and protection. The department maintains a presence throughout the archipelago and continues to conduct inspections, sanitations, monitoring, and all public interventions in the communities across the nation. More than 1,400 sanitation inspections were conducted across the family islands during the year. These inspections helped ensure that environmental health standards are maintained and the communities remain safe and healthy. The ministry is advancing plans to strengthen family island environmental health services through additional staffing, improved equipment, and greater operational support. Madam Speaker, the residents of Southern Shores understand the importance of environmental health. They expect clean communities, reliable sanitation services, and safe public spaces, and prompt responses to environmental concerns. These are not extravagant requests. They are reasonable expectations that contribute directly to the quality of life of families throughout the constituency. As this government expands opportunities through each community, we must also expand environmental protection island by island. Cleaner communities and stronger sanitation systems and improved environmental services are an essential component of national development. Environmental health services are not a luxury. They are a necessity for the economic development of public health, tourism, and quality of life. As opportunities expand throughout our archipelago, environmental services must expand alongside them so that every Bahamian community can share in the benefits of that progress. Madam Speaker, as we look towards the future, we recognize that environmental management must continue to evolve. The ministry is advancing plans for the comprehensive national strategy for waste collection and disposal, with particular attention being given to unique challenges facing in the family islands. We are exploring opportunities to strengthen transfer station operations and improve waste management infrastructure. We are examining proposals for ecology parks initiatives and other environmental facilities. We are digitizing services to improve efficiency and public access. and we are continuing to modernize the department's operation to ensure that it remains capable of meeting the environmental challenges of the future. Madam Speaker, the Fiscal Responsibility Council has rightly observed that the responsible governance include proper management of natural resources and environmental sustainability. The principle guides the work of our ministry every day. Whether through sanitation management, environmental monitoring and vector control, and waste management, or public health protection, we are helping to safeguard the environmental assets that support tourism investments, public health, long-term economic growth. Environmental stewardship is therefore not merely an environmental obligation. Madam Speaker, the responsible governance requires more than balancing budgets. It requires the careful stewardship of our natural resources and environment assets entrusted to our care. Environmental sustainability is not separate from a responsible governance. It is an essential part of it. The decision we make today regarding waste management, sanitation, and public health and environmental protection will shape the quality of life enjoyed by future generations. The environment is one of our nation's greatest assets. It supports tourism, strengthens public health, sustains economic activity, contributes to the quality of life enjoyed by Bahamians. Protecting that asset that is therefore both responsibility and an investment of our nation's future. It is an economic imperative. It is a public health imperative, and is a responsibility we owe to future generations. Madam Speaker, this government has demonstrated that environmental protections and economic development are not competing priorities. They move together in a national interest. Clean communities attract investment, healthy environments support tourism, effective sanitation systems protect public health, and strengthen economic productivity. Every improvement in environmental health contributes to a broader development and prosperity of our nation. The Bahamas welcomes millions of visitors last year. Visitors come because of our beautiful environment. They come because of our beaches. They come because of our communities. They come because of the natural beauty that makes our nation unique. Environmental health, therefore, supports not only public health, but also tourism, employment, investment, and economic growth. A healthy environment supports a strong economy. Madam Speaker, the success of environmental health cannot be measured solely by the number of inspections conducted, vehicles removed, or bins collected. Its true measure is found in healthier families, clean communities, and safer neighborhoods, and a better quality of life for Bahamian people. Those are outcomes worth investing in, and those are the outcomes this government remains committed to achieving. Madam Speaker, before concluding, I wish to commend the men and women of the Department of Environmental Health Services. Their work is often unseen. Their efforts are often unrecognized. Their contribution to this nation is invaluable. They work in our communities every day. They respond to the complaints. They conduct inspections. They remove environmental hazards. They protect public health. And they help to ensure that the Bahamas remains a clean, healthy, safe, and beautiful nation. Madam Speaker, this budget builds on progress. We see that progress in cleaner communities. We see that progress in improved sanitation services. We see that progress is in the reduction of environmental hazards. We see that progress in stronger mosquito control programs. We see that progress throughout our family islands. But most importantly, we see progress in the lives of the Bahamian families who benefit every day from safer, cleaner, and healthier communities. Environmental stewardship is ultimately an investment in future generations. The cleaner communities we build today, the environmental hazards we remove today, and the public health protection we strengthen today will benefit not only our citizens now, but as also the generations that follow. The work of environmental protection is therefore about more than addressing today's challenges. It is about ensuring that future generations inherit a Bahamas that is cleaner, healthier, safer, and more resilient than the one we inherited. Madam Speaker, the progress we seek as a nation cannot be measured by solely economic indicators. It must also be measured by the quality of life experiences by our own people, the health of our communities, and the condition of the environment we leave for future generations. Environmentally responsible and human progress can move together. Indeed, they must move together if we are to build a stronger, healthier, and more resilient Bahamas. Madam Speaker, none of these achievements occur by accident. They require investment planning and sustained support through the national budget. The allocations provided to the ministry and its departments will help strengthen environmental services, modernize operations, support Family Island delivery, and ensure that public health protections continue to improve. This budget therefore provides the resources necessary to build upon the progress already achieved. Madam Speaker, I stand here to represent the people of Southern Shores. I look to the directive given in Micah 6, verse 8, which asks the question, "What doth the Lord require of thee, but to justly and love mercy, and to walk humbly with thy God?" Those words serve as a reminder that leadership is ultimately about service, humility, and the commitment to doing what is right. As representatives of the Bahamian people, we are called not only to make decisions, but to serve faithfully, act justly, and work tirelessly to improve the lives of those who have entrusted us with their confidence. Let us continue to work together to build cleaner communities, healthier communities, stronger communities, and a stronger Bahamas for generations yet unborn. May God continue to bless the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, and thank you, Madam Speaker.